Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Doug here, and with me is Jason. Jason, how's it going?
Oh, it's always going well.
Oh, good. Fucking love to hear it. So we are here with, to be honest with you, probably the first official episode of this goddamn podcast that we've decided to do. We just have ended up being lazy or drunk every single time that we've talked about doing this. So the fact that we're actually hopping onto it and doing it today is quite an achievement. Jason, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that we're actually doing it because the only time we usually talk about it is when we're on the verge of blacking out. So the fact that we're doing it and we're both completely sober, it's kind of a shock.
It is a shock, and I think that the funny thing will be that we'll probably end up talking about the same amount of stuff, if not more, just because that's how we are when we get together. So let's see here. As you guys can see on the screen, I got a little bit of a meme for you here. This is off of FanDuel.com. If you don't bet on FanDuel, that's all right. If you want my referral code, please give me free money. I have a gambling addiction that needs to be fueled. I have to save up money for a down payment on a house, so anything I get for free would be great. All right, enough from my pandering and posturing for your free money. This is the New Zealand Basketball League. They have a game coming up tomorrow morning at 3:30 Eastern Time. So obviously you'll probably be a rational person and sleeping at that point. But if you're me or Jason, somewhat down the line, you're either A, drunk, or B, working the night shift. I'm kidding. We like to joke around here. So, no, yeah, if you really want like a pretty safe bet, to be honest with you, I'm not somebody who's crazy. Okay, I lied. I was crazy into sports betting, but I was also pretty dog shit at it. But the New Zealand Basketball League is actually very, very easy to predict, and it's just an incredibly not that much talent. Not Let me reword this. The talent in the league is dog shit. I'm wearing, as you can see, an Australian Basketball League jersey because I think it's a good meme, and I also got it for sale, and I also like Australian basketball. But New Zealand basketball, I don't like it, and it's really easy to bet on it. So I would highly suggest that you take the zero fees Southland Sharks money line and you throw it in a parlay with something else. I would probably suggest the who did I tell you to take? The Blue Jays money line, because the Blue Jays are playing the Orioles today, and the Orioles are arguably one of the
Dog
worst
shit.
teams. Yeah, they're dog shit. They're one of the worst baseball teams in the league right now. And I would also tell you to take. Who else did I tell you to take?
The Mets because they're playing the Pirates, who are also
Oh, yeah.
complete dog shit.
So the simulation results from this guy who I know, his simulator results came out. There's like a fucking 63, it's either 61 or 63% win probability for the Mets today. So I think you'd be an idiot if you didn't take it. Also, the Mets are at home and the Blue Jays are away, but who really cares because they're playing the Orioles. So if you wanted to take the spread on this one, a little bit of a risky biz situation here. I wouldn't take the spread. I would probably end up taking the money line of the Southland Sharks, though, for sure in a parlay. And if you're somebody who has access to doing first half or second half money lines and stuff, if the Sharks start dominating in the first quarter, I would probably slam the shit out of the first half money line on the Sharks. So that's my little bit of foreign sports advice for the day. So I will bring up the other window capture that we've got here of the live score for the Dodgers. There we go. Perfect. So this is just a little bit of a live score. I kind of like having it up here as like a little bit of a joke. It gives us something to talk about every so often as well. We're going to come up with a cool background or whatever that'll fill up the blackness. But for now, Jason and I are just going to kind of shoot the shit. So let's start off with the basics here. We just graduated school. How do you feel about it?
Feeling pretty good. I'm excited. Just start life, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So you're going down. Well, first off, I want to give you fucking big props. Jason's a big winner. Jason's a big winner. Yay for Jason. Jason
Big
passes.
winner.
He passed his fucking NCLEX yesterday in 75 questions. Your thoughts on it? You said it actually wasn't that bad though, huh?
Nah, it was pretty easy. I don't know if it's just because the studying I did, or well, I think mainly because did 4 years of schooling leading to one test, and every test we did was based off that test. And I thought the questions that we got in school were way more harder than the NCLEX questions. I don't know. These NCLEX questions were just like ridiculously easy. And I saw online that like, oh, if you're getting easy questions, that means you're doing bad. And while I was doing like the exam, I was like, damn, these are all easy. Like, am I just doing dog shit right now? But then it shut off at 75, and I was like, well, if it shuts off at 75, odds are you passed, because the only way you can really fail at 75 is if you're like damn near trying to fail. But no, it was super easy. I did a decent amount of studying preparing for it, but yeah, anyone who takes it and who goes to like a legit school, I don't think should have any difficulty in it.
Oh, rock on then. As I mean, I just got my authorization to test yesterday, and I actually just signed up for it yesterday. So I take mine on August 11th, which is a Wednesday. I'll go out to Maryville for that, which is like fucking like 6 mile drive. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, hearing you say all that stuff is pretty reassuring. I started studying ish, but UWorld is just fisting me super duper hard. So good to hear. I'm not going to turn this into a homework podcast or a fucking studying podcast because that's not the thing in
That's
the
not what we
slightest.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, not my fucking style. That's not my style. No, so just wanted to address that though. I want to tell you congratulations, and then you're gonna be
Thank
going down
you.
to Alabama here pretty soon to go ahead and get started at work. You don't have to tell us where you're working at exactly, but what kind of nursing are you gonna be doing, so we can just get an idea.
I'm going to be on a respiratory floor working with kids. So I'm super excited. Kids are way more fun to take care of and complain a lot less than adults.
No, yeah, I could understand that's a pretty big thing and a pretty exciting thing. I'm also going to be working as a respiratory nurse. I'll be working in a respiratory ICU in downtown Atlanta. Never would have really expected myself to go to Atlanta in the first place, but nonetheless, organic opportunity came along. Well, I kind of forced the organic opportunity to come along because I applied out of spite. Honestly, I was jealous of you. This is why it's kind of funny. I was jealous of you and Derek and Roman. So we lived in an apartment of 4 people. Me and then my 3 roommates, him and his 3 roommates. So these guys had already gotten jobs because they're fucking engineering E's. So they got their jobs pretty early on. I think Derek ended up taking the job from the same place that he did internships with, and then Roman ended up, besides completely fucking up his one visit to the actual place and getting shit on by the HR hiring guy, accepted a better opportunity. So Roman's been working like full time now for probably since like the day after we finished classes, but he's also been working part time since winter break. So it's been like a full 7 months for this guy.
Yeah, he's been on the grind because he would only come up like to Purdue on the weekends, damn near.
Yeah, dude, it was unfortunate for him because I mean, hey, we can easily get drunk on a Monday when he's not there, so that's his fucking
Hell
fault.
yeah.
He's his fucking loss, man. But I actually applied to this place out of spite. I had gotten through the application process and the interview process and the what was that thing we had called the career fair? Boom, that's what it was called. Yep. So we had the career fair, and I had a really really good talk with the hiring manager and the recruiter. And I got through the application that way. I got like kind of fast tracked through the application process, and then I did the interviews and stuff. I fucking crushed the interview over the phone, and then I just found out that I was too stupid for the job. They said, "Oh well, your GPA is just not exactly as high as the other applicants," and I'm like, "Okay, but what do they do? Fucking not know how to talk to people? Is that not as good as like a B average or fucking I don't really know." But at the same time, I applied to this place in Atlanta more so because it's a really good hospital. Don't get me wrong. It was a great residency program too, and also I just wanted something to show for myself for all this work that I've put in, even if I'm not putting in, the same as everybody else. But yeah, I ended up locking down this opportunity a few weeks ago, and because Illinois is stupid and isn't a compact license state, I had to wait to fucking figure out where I was going in order to get my authorization to test. So I had to fucking put in for a compact license to Indiana. It'll apply to Georgia. Whoop-de-doo. I'm also house hunting and stuff right now, and let me tell you, it is a hell of a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. The city of Atlanta, I just want to give a big fuck you for the fact that your homeowners association fees are like almost $600 a month.
Dude, that's ridiculous. I mean, I guess that's what you get for downtown Atlanta.
Dude, I'm not even trying to live in downtown Atlanta. It's like the city limits just creep
So
everywhere.
fucking huge.
Yeah, dude, it's like you like kind of like shot it with like a water gun, but like the fucking water just continued to seep and spread like all over a table. And it's like, yeah, maybe I'll stop right here. And it's like Decatur, Georgia, which is fine. A lot of people do live in Decatur, but I don't know, dude. It just looks like boring.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I don't see you as the type of guy who wants to live in the suburbs like right out of college.
Yeah, that's one of the things dude, Zillow, I will say one thing about Zillow. This is going to tie into what you were just saying here. So Zillow, pretty solid company, I will say overall. But the thing is like, dude, I signed up on their website when I was looking at this place because I was actually kind of interested in it. I wanted to send a message to the realtor about it. And instantly, I signed up at, let's just say example, the time was 12:46. I received a phone call at 12:48 after I'd finished the little sign-up thing. It's like, hey, this is so-and-so from Liberty something Financial. How are you doing this afternoon, Doug? And I'm like, who the hell are you? He's like, well, I'm the guy who's going to be helping you with, trying to figure out a loan. I'm like, dude, I just want to take a look at the inside of it. Is it a big deal? But no, I mean, they hopped on it instantly, man. It was crazy.
He hit you with the, I heard you're looking for a loan. I know a man who can help you. And that man is me.
It was like, really? How'd you figure about this like a second ago? It's like, do they just have a fucking, oh my God, I don't know. In the same way that I'd imagine somebody to have like a sports betting app that says like, smack the money line on the Rays right now. It's like, I want you to buy my fucking loan right now. I'm like, dude, oh shit, okay. So like now I have to have this uncomfortable conversation about things that I sure as hell don't know anything about. I don't know anything about FHA, HOA, Boys to Men, ABC, BBD. Like, I don't know any of this stuff.
The East Coast family.
Yeah, the East Coast family. I don't know any of this shit. So I'm having to do all this conversations and stuff on myself, and I'm going through it, and I'm like, all right, I guess it kind of makes sense. Then they hooked me up with a realtor down there, and she sent me like her website that has like all of the custom picks for me. I'm really trying my best not to budge on a 2-bed, 2-bath, because anything worse than that, Jason, you can attest to this too, because we've lived together for 2 years. The worst thing in the world is having a party and being a very sociable person, having people over all the time, and one fucking functioning toilet in the apartment.
Yeah, that was our junior year. That kind of blew. That sucked.
No, yeah, dude. If I'm getting 1.5 bath, I don't want another shower in it. It needs to be another toilet.
Yeah, honestly, we could have, if they would have just had, so in our junior year it was 1.5 bath, 2 showers, 1 toilet. If we would have had rather 2 toilets and 1 shower, I think that would have worked out way better than 2 showers. Because that 1 shower was a piece of shit, and I know drunk us used it damn near like a toilet half the time.
I mean, I won't lie. It all washes down the same way anyways. But
all washes down the same tubes.
All washes down the same damn tubes. Like, the thing that sucks about it is that you never know what can happen. So, for example, we got you were gone that night. I ended up getting our one roommate really drunk, who we never really interacted with all that much because I think he was just having sex with his girlfriend. Even though we like to joke about it.
Banging his girlfriend.
I fingers crossed he always was banging his girlfriend.
I hope.
But I think they genuinely just were cuddling all the goddamn time. And in that apartment without central AC, dude, how did you just not get hot all the goddamn time? Side point, we got him drunk. I got him drunk as hell with his other buddy, and he was so fucked up. He went and he locked himself in the half bath where the shower was at. Think of it this way. What if the reverse had happened? What if he didn't lock himself in the half bath, locks himself in the only bathroom, the only one with the toilet? Now we're all fucked.
Yeah, we would have been fucked.
Yeah, so my parents keep saying to me, well, why do you want 2 bathrooms? Then you have to clean 2 bathrooms. Well, I like having my privacy, 1, if people come to visit me, and then 2, I don't want to have another nightmare situation. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the cleaning of the bathrooms.
Yeah.
It's not like you can spend hours a fucking week cleaning both bathrooms. Like,
nah, exactly, dude.
Especially if one bathroom you like rarely use. It's not. Yeah. How fucking often are you gonna clean it?
No,
not that often.
Like, oops. Yeah. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. No, but yeah, that's that. Try not to budge on the 2-bed, 2-bath. Another thing I don't really care about is the fact that we have a pool and a clubhouse with a movie room and a billiards table, and then there's a gym, and I'm like, I couldn't give 2 fucking shits about
fuck
3 of the 4 of those things. If you have a pool, I get it. Atlanta's a hell of a lot warmer, and I know that the fucking devil's asshole had just started heating up this month because this is like when it starts to get really hot in Atlanta. But I mean, that's fine. But I don't need to pay for a movie room, a billiards room, and a fucking lounge that I'm just never gonna use. I don't care.
Yeah, because you're not gonna use that shit. I mean, if you have people come visit you, it's not gonna be like, oh, let's go hit up my movie lounge in my apartment building. Like,
yeah,
no,
exactly. That's just stupid. The one thing that people appreciate, the most in this world, I think, is hanging out with their friends, 1, and then privacy being a very close second. Like, I mean, we're pretty sociable people. I would like to think. Maybe at times we'd rather not be more sociable, but at the same time, if I'm hanging out with people from work or some other group of friends, and I bring them down to this movie room, I'm not trying to have fucking Steve,
Joe Blow
yeah,
there.
fucking Joe Blow, and then Steve who lives 3 doors down, like, hey, well, fuck it, why don't you guys come and join us too? Let's have a party. Let's have a fucking Batman versus Superman watch party. No, dude.
The only way that works out is if like the other person who's like hanging out in that lounge is just like just like a super chill dude who's like down to party. But the people who are hanging out in those rooms are not those type of people. Like they're the fucking weeaboos. Like, come on.
The kind of people who say, well, I'm paying for it, so I'm going to use it.
And like if you brought people there, they'd like creep on your friends and shit.
Yeah, so I'm going to avoid that. I'm not going to do it myself. I found some places that are kind of starting to like fill out the mold that I'm looking for. Because at the same time, dude, it's so, I mean, you don't really have this problem, but I want to hear your thoughts on it. Because you're going to live with Parker. You're going to live, you're living in a house, right?
Yeah, it's like a townhouse.
Oh, yeah, so you're fine. So you have your own stuff. Do you have a backyard or no?
Not really, but we got like a back porch. The backyard is kind of just like a big wooded area that really couldn't have any use for. But we do have like a back porch that you can have like a big ass grill on and stuff, and like actually sit out on.
Yeah. For me, I want that. I mean, I was originally looking for townhouses and stuff, but the areas that I was looking for these townhouses in, they were cheap for a reason. The crime there is actually kind of god awful. Not god awful to the point where it's like, oh, Southside Chicago stuff, but they have a hell of a lot of break-ins and robberies. So I just, I'll go to the side. I won't do that. But I was looking at these places. They have porches on the condos and stuff for me, which is fine. I don't think I'm allowed to, one, put a grill up there, and then two, a lot of these places just aren't in walking distance of fucking anything. And I'm not ready to give up walkability and all that other good stuff just yet. You know what I mean? Like, I like being able to go to, the bar or a restaurant, and it's like a 7-8 minute walk. I can walk wherever. It's not that big a deal to me. But I still don't have to drive everywhere.
Yeah, no, that driving. Yeah, it's kind of like what the problem with my place is going to be. Is it's not really in the walk-in area of like any place. I mean, there's like, because we live like damn near like in a country club, so there's like the clubhouse that's like 3-minute walk from our place, if that. But it's not like I'm going to go hang out at the country club and like meet some 50-year-olds playing golf, like.
No, exactly.
And there's like I've not seen any bar per se near our place. Like there's like restaurants and stuff like that, but they're all kind of like strip malls and whatnot. Not like I haven't found like a place that looks like a Brothers or like a place that you could actually like go and just pound drinks at.
No, yeah, I definitely feel that because I have not found any of those places either. They have I wouldn't say it's a lot of them, but the places that I was looking at, it's like a. You remember that? Okay, so you know how they turned Professor Joe's in Lafayette into that whiskey tasting place I told you about?
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to that. It's like a brewery, but it's not the brewery that we're thinking of. Not like it's kind of like a People's one, but smaller. And like John Taffery is a good way I would put it. Also, Marlins are just fucking up really hard right now. It's
Yeah, dude, I got it on the split screen right here. It's basic. Well, at least I don't know if mine's fucking delayed or whatnot, my stream, but it's bases loaded, 2 outs, 4-1 Dodgers.
Jesus. Well, if you didn't
So if you're watching right now, slam that Dodgers money line as soon as it opens again.
If the money line's too expensive for you, sorry, go ahead, you're fine.
Because I'm telling you, that money line is probably closed right now.
Oh, it's either juiced in like minus 10,000 or 5,000, or it's either that or closed. If you want to take any kind of spread right now, I would probably end up taking minus 2.5. I don't know what the odds are on it right now, but I would probably parlay that with something else. Because I think it's pretty safe to say that the Dodgers are either going to end up winning by more than 3, or they'll just still pull it off by 3. I don't really see the Marlins being a big team today. And the fact they took out Alcantara means that I think it's just going to be home run city on the Marlins. So,
which is 6-1 now.
Yeah. So my point still stands. Minus 2.5 would have been great.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, I'm going down there next week. I'm gonna have to. I'm going on from Tuesday to Saturday. Me and my dad are gonna head down there and take a look at some of these places. But I gotta fucking find something that I'm comfortable with, dude. Because I mean, I don't want to. have to Uber downtown all the time and pay some buku bucks. But also, dude, I besides work, I don't know how I'm gonna meet people for the first time. Kind of difficult.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. If I were you, my advice would be like prioritize like the stuff around your place rather than the place itself, because then you can at least like meet people. Like I don't know how people actually meet people at bars per se. I mean, I guess you know how.
Yeah,
But we'll get to that. But yeah, I guess like find like bars. There has to be places that have like just a couple bars around it, and you just you after work and you don't work the next day, fucking just wander on into a bar and sit down. And I mean, worst case scenario, you just chat up the bartender and become a reg at that place. Like,
yeah. I mean, I never thought about that too. Like, it's I went. I'll tack on to the meeting people in a bar here in a second because it's obviously it has to be talked about because I think it's really
yeah,
important. Um, I will say though, I went disc golfing by myself the other day. This wasn't the first time that I had done it, just in general, because I had done it when we went to Purdue, but or when I was still at Purdue and you guys had already moved out. But
hmm,
I did it by myself the other day. I went to fucking Purdue Cal. Half of it was underwater, but that's besides the fact. One thing that I really noticed though, I don't know if you've experienced this as well. People who disc golf are very, very nice and friendly people.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have some crazy experience where it turns out I met my lifelong, long lost fucking twin brother or something, but no, I mean, I'm walking around playing the holes. I had to play backwards because their buildings are set up weird and I couldn't figure out the start of it. So I played 6 through 9 first, and then I played 1 through 5. And I played 6 through 9, went over to 1 through 5 because they're like on different parts of not really
yeah,
campus, but on the same side of the street, whatever. And as I'm walking, see these other guys who are walking with they're carrying like their bag with them behind, so I know they got a ton of shit on them. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna wave. I'm like, hey, and they're like, hey man, how's it going? I'm like, hey, it's going good, man. Like, hey, you better watch yourself over there because you're about to be underwater in about 4 feet. And they're like, appreciate it. So I mean, it's simple stuff as that. I don't know. I'm trying in my head not to like overinflate or over confabulate. Talking to random people is difficult because I mean it's not that difficult, but you don't really know who's friendly or who's not friendly outside of a college setting. It's just different.
yeah. No, I think the like just talking to random people actually kind of works sometimes because people, I don't know, I feel like most people kind of like enjoy being talked to. Obviously, there's like times and situations like if you see a big group of people like hanging out at a bar, maybe it's not the best idea to just go wander on over and be like, "Hey guys, you guys want to take some shots right now?" Because then you'll just like be a goober and like ruining their time. But like I don't know if you go to a bar and whatnot. And I'm thinking like more of like a bar where you're like sitting at the countertop, like facing the bartender. I feel like that's a little easier to talk to people because you're facing people, and I don't know. There's not a lot of times like there's not big groups who sit at bars. They're usually like sitting at a table or whatnot, and you're usually like they're just like people sitting alone or like one or two of them, and that's easier to like strike up conversations there rather than wandering around like a brothers and just trying to hit on people like
No, yeah, dude. Like, it's difficult because you have to go to those bars that you were talking about, like where you sit at the countertop, you actually chat with the bartender, get to know them, the area, and then maybe some of the other locals who are sitting down watching TV or whatever with you, who are sociable, obviously. But I I'll talk about this too because this will kind of tie into the next part. So I am not a big festival guy. I don't claim to be a fucking rave or EDM fan at all. I mean, I used to like it a little bit in high school, but I'd only listen to the same stuff on repeat because to be honest with you, all that stuff sounds like the same thing on repeat. That's just my opinion. I went to Forbidden Kingdom in Orlando, and I went with my cousin and my buddy from high school. Dude, Orlando in and of itself is a whole different animal. Like I will tell you, raves and stuff are one thing. I mean, people there they're pretty friendly. It's sweaty, smelly, dirty. There are a lot of drugs being done, and there's a lot of loud music that's being played. If that's your scene, fuck it, go for it. We decided my buddy and I at least decided that the second day, not really interested in anybody on the set list, not interested in the headliners, so we're just gonna go ahead and call it a day early, and we'll go out to the bars in Orlando because I was really curious to see what it was like. My buddy lives on like, so Orlando's like right here, right? And it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be backwards for, well, I guess it's not too backwards. So Orlando, like downtown area, is like right here. He is like right over here, so still within like the city limits and like a 15-minute walk away from everything.
Okay.
And then UCF is also in Orlando. So he lives not only 15 minutes away from his work to get to here, but he also lives 15 minutes away from the downtown area with the UCF bars, the restaurants, the things to do, right? Dude, all right, first off, I don't know what it is about blonde chicks in Orlando, but that's all that's there. I had yet to see maybe more than 3 girls who didn't have some kind of blonde extensions or highlights, or they just were natural bleached blondes or whatever. Ton of blonde chicks down there. Not that I'm complaining. It's like, holy shit, not a lot of diversity and like hair color down here. Okay, not the problem. Like I said, not a problem. It's pretty cool. Whatever. Second thing was, dude, all those UCF bars, especially the ones that people were really hitting up that night, they're all like a brothers fashion where you go out with a big group and then you just go and disperse and intermingle with other groups to meet more people.
Mhm.
Like, I also think it was like everybody's fucking birthday that night. It appeared to be, at least. There's a shit ton of them. But yeah, dude, I mean, you got to be really young and hip and sociable at these places. And then at the same time, I don't even know, just comfortable with just chilling. It's so weird, dude. I don't know. The vibes down there were definitely refreshing and interesting and new. But I mean, I'm just hoping I can get somewhat of a similar vibe down in Atlanta.
Well, sometimes you just gotta transition into the story. Sometimes when you're out at the bars, you just gotta take what comes at you. Go with the flow.
This is true, dude.
You gotta be a young professional.
Dude, I will tell you this. One thing I never really understood the concept of was a young professional. I didn't really get it until Jason's brother Brad started coming around because he did his residency for pharmacy in Lafayette. So he lived maybe 15 minutes away from us at Purdue. And Brad came over quite a lot, especially in the first semester. We played Big Brother. He was our Julie Chen. If you don't know what Big Brother is, I highly suggest you watch it. The new season just started. You'll get a good idea of it. It's pretty fun stuff. So we did that. He'd come over and watch the Notre Dame games, watch Purdue games, watch whatever good football or basketball game that was really on. And then we'd also go out regularly for wings at Brothers, right? So
We were always just like pounding beer whenever he came over.
oh yeah, easily. And then like in the beginning of the school year too, when we would watch Big Brother together and stuff, we'd cook dinner and stuff together, so that made it even easier and more fun too. The one thing I liked about Brad though was after he broke up with Tina, he had a new mindset. And what I mean by this new mindset was that he was ready to kind of just do anything at that point because he didn't care anymore. And I will tell you what, guys, take this as you will, think of it what you want. The most dangerous, but the most, what's the opposite of dangerous? Like what's another crazy, nice sounding synonym for like useful?
The most. Oh, that's a good.
Would you say like opportunistic?
Opportunistic. I don't. That comes off kind of negative though. The most.
Hmm.
Maybe opportunistic. The most. Yeah.
Like let's use opportunistic in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yes, like the most dangerous but opportunistically positive thing you can have in your group when you go out is somebody who just doesn't care anymore. And
Who just has nothing to lose.
Yes, that's the best way to put it. He's not even a fucking wild card. The guy just has nothing to lose and is going to go out there and have fun regardless of if his friends are having fun, the people around him are having fun, whatever. The guy's having fucking a good time anyways. Jason's brother was that guy. So here's the gist of the story. We invited Brad over because we were going to make dinner and then we were probably going to go head out and watch, I think it was basketball that night.
Yeah, we're also like Roman's birthday was the next day, so we're like oh, like we'll go out because the next day it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
Because the next day was a Sunday, so we're like, well, we'll go out Saturday night for Roman's birthday. So we were like, let's go watch basketball and like have drinks for Roman's birthday, basically.
Yeah. So that was the gist of what we were going to do. We texted Brad. Brad comes over, per usual, 6-pack in hand, Braves sweater on, and sets his six-pack on the table, just goes, so we just going to stand here with our dicks in our hand, or are we going to go actually meet some girls tonight? And I mean, we kind of like just laughed at it because, I mean, let's be honest here. There's really, I hate saying it this way, dude, but I mean, in COVID times, how am I going to meet people? Like, fucking nobody's going out there to meet people right now.
Yeah, because this was still when like Brothers and Harry's had like the dividers between tables and had to wear masks when you were up. So we're like, oh, we're not going to meet people. Like because we had already, I think, gone to Natalie's house to cook out, came back to our apartment, started like having some beer and watching a game. And I remember it was like pouring down rain.
Yep.
So we're like, let's maybe not go out. And Brad's like, so we just, gonna sit here with our dicks in our hand? Like, let's go meet some girls. And yeah, we laughed it off at first.
Yeah, but he was like, I'm serious. And we thought to ourselves, like, I mean, I looked at Jason like we were going to go out for Roman's birthday anyway. I mean, we might as well just get going early. So, I mean, threw on some clothes, like, I wouldn't say that radiated young professional vibes. I mean, in my opinion.
Were you wearing an extra, one of my, I guess Brad's that he gave to me, one of his DePaul tracks?
Yeah, because it was when everything had started to finally just get warm outside and the snow was already gone, except it was just pouring. So I didn't really want to wear a big old puffy Patagonia jacket. So I wore Jason's brother's old track, rain windbreaker or whatever. Yeah. And, we go out to the bar and stuff, and we go to the fucking Bobby T's, because Bobby T's just, COVID doesn't exist in Bobby T's.
What is it called now?
It's Hammer.
Twisted Hammer.
Yeah, I'll always call it Bobby T's. I think it doesn't really deserve
it's Bobby T's.
Yeah, it's always Bobby T's to me. Bobby T's, if you want to get the vibe of it, if you don't know what it's like, basically a townie bar that isn't a townie bar as much anymore. Cheap drinks, and I think the service there is just not great. It's not. They're not on top of anything. If John Taffer was there, he'd be whooping ass, but that's just John.
Oh
Taffer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get like they were still seating people at this point, but the seating was, I would say, loose, quote unquote. Yeah. So, excuse me. We get seated by the billiards tables with the giant Connect Fours and shit. All the games around. So we start playing. We're shooting pool and shit, and then we start playing fingers. Finish playing a round of fingers, and Jason takes a look to his right, and he sees somebody that he knows. How did you know her again?
It was through Young Life that I knew her in high school. We went to high school together, so yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever.
And that just opened the door, right?
Yeah, well, she was like hanging out with a group of friends, and I just said hi to her, and Brad instantly goes, do your friends want to come over and play a drinking game? And at first I was like, oh, god damn it. But then she was like, yeah, let me go see. And lo and behold, they all came over.
Yep. So we got this group of, was it 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, right? Because it was Roman.
Yeah. Because Derek wasn't there.
Yep. And then Brad was with us too. This group of 4 guys. And then was it 3 girls or was it 4?
I think it was 4 girls.
4. Okay. So 4 and 4, just chilling, having a fun time. We get bitched out by one of the server bartenders because one of the girls brought in a shooter bottle, shoots it, and then proceeds to fucking puts it on the table, just leaves it out there. So he's starting to shit on us, and we're playing pool and shit, and we're not really paying attention to him. Brad's kind of holding him off, and he's like, so the guy's like, who brought the bottle? And Brad's like, well, it wasn't one of the guys who brought it. And he's like really getting after us about like who the fuck brought it, and Brad just doesn't let up, and he like finally just fucking gives up. He goes, if I see this shit again, like you guys are out of here. I'm like, all right, cool, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought he was kicking us out.
I did too.
Because he's like to the girls, he's like, if no one says who brought it, I'm just gonna have to kick you guys all out. And they just all looked at each other, and then he's like, well, yeah, if I see it again, I'm kicking you guys all out.
And it's like, all right, great, you're a pushover.
Yeah, that dude's pushover.
No, yeah. And as we're playing pool after this whole ordeal comes out, like we're kind of getting in the mindset of getting ready to leave anyways, because I mean that just was annoying. And these 2 other girls who we thought knew this group tag along, and we met them and stuff. And in my opinion, one of the girls who came along, very nice, very attractive, but I didn't have any idea of just like trying to hit on her or anything. I mean, I was just gonna be friendly and just continue to have fun. That's just what we were going for. Um, Tags along with us and stuff. Cool. So we're gonna go get in line at Brothers. 30-minute wait in the rain. No, thank you.
Not gonna happen.
It's like, isn't it already about 12 o'clock at that point?
Yeah, it was pretty damn late at that point already.
Yeah, dude. So we just say to him, hey, we're not going to wait in line. If you guys want to come back and play some more drinking games, we're just going to go back and do that. They're all about it. Attractive girl and her friend are on the edge about it. And attractive girl forgets her purse at the bar. She's like, oh, my God, I have to go back. And I was like, wait a minute. Give me your phone real quick. Give you my Snapchat. Like, just text me when you guys get here. I'll give you the address, too. And she's like, okay. And her friend's like,
They were
no.
out.
Yeah, they're like, oh, maybe we should just go home and actually get the purse. And I'm like, you guys live fucking far away anyways, but okay. So we get back to, we made a pit stop at the liquor store. I locked everybody out. Me and Jason were taking our sweet fucking time at the liquor store. Grab the beer, walk up. Everybody's pissed off because they've been waiting at the door for like 5 minutes. And then, we start drinking, playing drinking games. And then I just get this magical text on my phone that's poorly spelled. We're here.
When you said that they were there, I was like, "There's no way." Because I was fully convinced that they were just gonna go back and get their purse and never Snapchat you or anything.
Oh, I thought the same thing. Yeah.
But hey, you got that text. We're here.
I'm like, let's ride. So I go down, pick him up and stuff, and then we're starting to play stuff in our apartment. The one girl who I was attempting to hit on was bragging about how her boyfriend was at UIUC, and I was like, all right, never mind, don't really need to do that anymore. And I just went from hearing her say that to my head just going.
I literally saw you as soon as she said that she had a boyfriend. You literally, like, no joke, physically turned the other way. Like, it was the clearest of like, oh, you just have no interest in talking to her now.
I mean, it's like, I don't want to hear you like brag about him, so I couldn't give two shits about it. It's not my fucking boyfriend, so yeah. I mean, we went around like the rest of the night just having fun and drinking and stuff, and then this is where I start to get fuzzy on the details because it starts to get late and we start to get very drunk.
We're pounding drinks. Everyone is, except for me. I'm just like sipping on some stuff.
Very unlike you, different regardless of the fact. I mean, what happens next now? So is this when Brad's deciding that he's going to go home? Or no?
Yeah, so no, it's like, so you're talking, you and Brad are like in the kitchen and hallway, like talking to the girls or whatnot. And then I'm talking to the other girls with Roman. Roman starts talking about Natalie at that point. Because I walked in from the kitchen and I was just like, oh God, he's talking about Natalie. So I just like was bouncing awkwardly in between the kitchen and the family room. Like, what the hell's going on? It's already pretty late. And then,
Brass
I
Monkey,
think
right?
at this, what?
Brass Monkey happened before, wasn't it?
No, that's when you get back. So at this point, Brad's like, I'm gonna head out, and the attractive girl and her friend are like, well, we're going to State 19. You guys should come. And you're obviously like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go. And you're like trying to convince me to go. I'm like, well, I mean, fuck, I'm not gonna do anything other way. Like, I'm not gonna just listen to Roman simp real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go out with you guys. And at this point, it's at the earliest 1 o'clock. Like, I think it's like 1:30 at this point. It's pretty damn late.
Yep.
And Brad drops us off at State 19. Little did I know, later he told me, he's like, yeah, I could tell that it was closed, because as soon as he dropped us off, this man just skirts off in his car.
Dude.
And we walked up to the car, or to State 19, and the guy instantly was like, yeah, sorry, we're like about to close in like 5 minutes. I was like, God damn it.
I looked at him, I'm like, fuck. Because you already see Brad's already at the bottom of the hill at the stoplight. He's just not going to fucking turn around for us for anything. So now Jason and I have to play Frogger with two drunk girls. One of them, we didn't know at the time, was trying to fuck Jason's brother. Like, did not know. Because the attractive chick, I'm not going to say their names, but she had mentioned to me, like, I don't know, we were just talking in the kitchen while we were drinking, and she goes, I think your friend is making out with my friend. And I'm like, Jason's making out with her friend? No, dude, it was fucking Brad. Okay, okay, it's like, all right, cool. So yeah, she kissed him on the way out, apparently, of the car. We get up to State 19, like Jason said. Don't even get let in. Now we have to play Frogger by hoarding these two chicks together to just not get hit by cars on the way home.
Well, after we leave State 19, they're like, well, let's try out where else to see if it's
Fuck me,
open.
that's right.
So we wander our asses over there, closed, not open. So then, yeah, we play Frogger on the way back home, and I swore this chick was going to get hit by a car at least like 3 times.
Oh, dude, it was tough because I don't want to say that I definitely clotheslined her, but
You
I
clotheslined her.
definitely had to clothesline her 2 times in order for her to not just go bump and like bump into a car. So that was cool. We get back to the apartment. I guess that's when we just started binge drinking again.
Yeah, because the other girls had left. I think Roman's asleep at this point.
Oh, he's brushing his teeth.
He's brushing his teeth, yeah. And we're like, nah, asshole, you aren't going to bed yet. You're going to still drink. And he's like pretty drunk at this point. So he's like, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just keep drinking. So he starts drinking because I think we had like something he made in the kegerator.
Yeah.
So he starts drinking whatever's in the kegerator. I'm sitting on so him and one of the girls are sitting on a couch. I'm sitting on one of the chairs next to the couch, just on my phone, not paying attention. You're with the other girl, like, making brass monkeys and, like, making out on the couch and then go and make out in the hallway. And I'm just sitting there. At this point, I had already told the girls that I would take them home, like, drive them home. Because it's pretty damn late out. Their sorority's, like, across campus. I'm not going to let them walk home drunk as hell late at night. So I was like, I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm driving these girls home, thinking we're going to leave in like 30, 40 minutes.
No, yeah.
But I'll let you fill in the details on that.
All right, yeah. So we didn't start making out initially. We were, like Jason said, we were making the brass monkeys. You never had one before. Take a 40-ounce malt liquor bottle, pour it out to the label, fill it with orange juice, and then roll it on the ground a little bit and mix it up. It's basically like a shitty mimosa. And the alcohol content's stronger, and it also makes you more full. So definitely just putting this bitch away, and then we start sharing the bottle. As we're sitting on the couch, she just goes, mwah. I'm like, huh? Okay. And just continue to chill. And then 5 seconds later, another one. Like, she, like, focuses a little bit more this time. You can tell she's, like, putting a little bit more, like, effort into where this fucking kiss lands. And she goes, like that. I'm like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I'm a dumbass. So then I just pull her and we start making out and stuff. And I want it to be known here, I was not trying to play any game. I was not trying to spit any game. Nothing. I on my life did not try to do anything. I had given those hopes up at the door. I didn't even care. It wasn't even going to happen that night. Well, this starts happening, and then she goes, I feel weird that everybody's looking at us while we make out. Can we go somewhere else? Also, this is going to sound innocent. I promise it's not. Was not trying to have sex with her. I said, all right, we can go to the hallway, because I'm not going to take her to my bedroom, which is, 1, a goddamn mess, and then 2, where the sex happens. So, take her to the hallway, start making out in the hallway for, like, a bit, and she's like, can we go somewhere else? And I'm like, oh, great. So now we go back to my room, start making out a little bit. She's basically got no clothes on, and then all of a sudden I just hear this fucking boom, 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 boom on my door. And I just hop up and I'm like, oh, shit. So I throw a fucking, the covers over her, I put on like a shirt, and her friend's at the door, and she goes, I need to talk to her. And I like walk into my room, and I'm like, okay, and she just goes, boom, and slams the door on me. And I go, uh-oh. So we're in the kitchen, we're socializing. It's just me, Roman, and Jason sitting here talking, shooting the shit, asked me how it was going. It was going definitely well. And then I don't think I'll ever have this happen again. The door opens in my bedroom, and her friend walks out. She grabs me by the shoulder. She basically just goes to me, she goes like, look, you can go ahead and go in there. You do your thing. You have fun. All I ask is that you be respectful. And I'm like, holy shit. I just got tagged in by her friend to have sex. I fucking
So you Scooby dude.
right the fuck out of that kitchen, dude, into the bedroom, and off it was, and long time having sex, and then Jason gets pissed off, bangs on the door. Dude, I want to take them home. So they take him home at 4:30 in the morning, and then Jason gets back. I wasn't drunk at this point anymore, but I had thanked him for everything. And I get a text like 5 minutes later. Hey, how far of a walk is it from your apartment to our sorority? And I'm like, it's 4:30 in the morning.
No.
It is pouring rain, and I think you're drunk still. And I'm like, it's a pretty hefty walk. And she goes, well, can I walk over? I just want to cuddle. And I'm like,
Like, no.
not tonight. And this whole long-winded story was meant to show you, yes, the funny things and the random shit that happened throughout the night, but at the same time, organic things that happen without you trying are arguably some of the best things. So I mean, my advice would be, if for the both of us going out into new places and stuff, you don't have to try so hard, but also at the same time, don't not try and not go out in the first place.
Yeah, I think it just all comes back down to that. You got to be the guy who has nothing to lose, you know?
Dude, 100%, man. Like if I would have known that's the key to success right there. I mean, it's not going to give you success every time, but I mean, there's nothing ever that's a guaranteed. So I mean, go out there, just shoot the shit, have fun, and enjoy yourself. I guess it really starts to rub off on other people, and they get like a good impression and a good feeling from it. So fucking go for it.
But there's also, to tie into our next story, times where you don't just go with the flow. Like when at Harry's, that girl.
Oh, dude, Jesus. All right, yeah. So this is actually a pretty funny story too. We had gotten together. I want to say it was middle
It's
of
like,
June.
yeah, it was a couple weeks after graduation.
Yeah, a couple weeks after graduation, we had already moved out, and they wanted to get together again at the apartment. And I'm like, I still have to move stuff out of the apartment, so it works out pretty well. So we go down the night before, on a Friday. Go to Harry's. No COVID precautions anymore. Like the state, there's pretty much nowhere in the state where you have to go besides a doctor's office. I'm pretty sure that needs a mask at this point. So it's cool, having a fun time. I see this girl that I know. She's a sister of like one of the guys in my pledge class. Go say hi and say hi to her and stuff. And then as I'm gone, this other chick is staring down Jason. And I can tell she wants his penis.
She's also, just, to put it kindly, not my type.
She's definitely sturdy. She's definitely sturdy.
But yeah, I looked at Doug, and I kept seeing her like look at me and like then talk to her friends and look at me again. And at first I'm like, do I know this girl? Maybe. I don't think so. She doesn't look familiar. And then I see her like talk to her friends, and one of her friends like pulls down her shirt a little more. And then I turn to Doug and I go, I think this girl's gonna come up and try to talk to me. And literally, it was like 30 seconds later. She came up to our table, sat down, and just goes, hey, can I get your Snapchat? And I've never been put in that situation before. So I was just like, sure. Thinking, I'm not gonna like shoot her down in front of her friends and everyone at Harry's. So I was like, sure. And then she sits down and just starts striking up a conversation with me. I was like, oh no.
The funny thing about Brad being a wingman is that he ended up doing it in that situation, and he shouldn't have. So he starts like talking and stuff, and we're getting ready to leave Harry's because Derek and Roman had ran into some people that they already knew. We ran into the girls from our apartment complex who we're not on good terms with anymore. And then, like, Brad's telling her, she's like, oh, well, like, we're thinking about going out to, like, this other place next. And Brad's like, we're going to Brothers next. You guys should totally come with. And then Jason fucking visibly kicks Brad underneath the table.
And I was like, I don't want her to know where we're going next. And she's like, well, I think our group's going to go to Brothers. And she's like talking, she's like, oh, like, I'm only in town for tonight. Like, I was in town for a wedding. I'm staying at the Union Hotel, which is like right on campus, like literally a street over. And I was like, oh, like, I don't know, maybe I'll see you out later, but I think we're heading out to Brothers. And so we leave, and she starts Snapchatting me stuff. Like, first it's like, hey, cutie, and then it's stuff like, come over to my hotel room, baby. Like, basically saying she wants to smash. And I'm like, Oh no.
Oh God, no, yeah. I mean, I'm glad that you didn't go over there. One, two. I think I'd have made fun of you a little bit if you did go over there. I
Yeah,
mean,
because the next morning you were like, "Yeah, Jason, if you would have ended up going to that hotel room, I don't think we could have been friends."
I'm not a terrible person, but in that situation, I think I definitely would have. Think I would have been justified in being a terrible person. That's for sure.
Dude, it was
It's ballsy.
not what ballsy by her. I give her props
Oh yeah.
and whatnot, and I was just like the aggressiveness of the snaps, like come to my hotel room, baby. Like I want to like be with you. I was like, oh no,
Oh, I
like
don't know.
like I've never been Snapchat this aggressive.
No,
Like,
yeah, dude. Like, oh man, risky biz right there. But it just goes to show you that everybody's been cooped up for so long, the last year and a few months, that they just want to party. The beautiful babies want to party. The not
beautiful
so
babies
beautiful
want to
babies
party.
want to party. The dudes just want to hang and party. Everybody's out for it. So tread with a big stick, but also tread carefully. I just merged two proverbs together, but at the same time, seriously, go out and have a fun time, but you gotta watch yourself.
You got to be careful out there. Be careful who you give your Snapchat to.
No, 100%. Oh my god. Um, I can't really think of anything else to talk about at the moment. It's been about quite a while, dude. It was about 51 minutes just shooting the shit.
Oh, sweet.
Actually, a really good fucking time span there. So that worked out really well. Um, we'll probably call it here for the day, folks.
For the first official podcast.
Yep. Let me take one look here really fast just to see if there's anything else I should mention to you guys. That thing I will mention to you will be Astros money line, Blue Jays money line, and Suns money line parlay. You could probably pepper a little bit on there. I think personally Suns in 4. That's just my personal thought. Jason?
Suns in 4.
I honestly think Suns in 4 too. I think Milwaukee's just not that experienced. Drew Holiday's a baller, Chris Middleton's a baller, but I don't see
Outside of that, they're kind of shit.
I agree. And Giannis just can't hit free throws for his life. So
Yep.
that's my sports talk for the day. Jason, as always, thanks for coming on the show. It's your show as well. So, guys, thanks for listening. If you even stayed listening this long, I know we just kind of talked your ear off. Appreciate it. Had some fun. We'll be back soon. Take it easy. As always, Double Down Doug. Jason?
Peace out. This is East to West.
Yep. See you later. Take it easy.